Hi, I'm Alison from Starzology. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Sun in Gemini and what it is to be a Gemini. So we're going to be talking about the Sun in Gemini. This is going to be one of the signs videos. I will be doing one on each and every sign in weeks to come, and I'll have more videos out on that for you. So in the meantime, we're looking at Gemini. Gemini, the Sun in Gemini. Gemini is the sign of the twins. It's of the positive polarity, the air element, and the mutable mode. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. The Sun will be in Gemini from around May 22nd to June 23rd. And this does vary each year depending on where the actual Sun is placed, because the Sun can change signs at any time in the day, so it won't necessarily be on the 22nd. It could be the 21st or the 23rd. So you'd always want to check that, but generally it's May 22 to June 22nd. The symbol for Gemini is the twins, which shows the dual nature of the sign. So there we have the symbol for Gemini. Gemini's key phrase is "I think," as many Gemini types say this every day. Geminis will start their sentence with the words "I think." I think we should go out for dinner. I think we should go to a steakhouse. I think we should leave here at 6 o'clock, because they're actually sharing their information through the "I think." And when people actually say to you "I think" with their sentences, that's a Gemini theme coming through. So that's kind of interesting. Gemini's ruling planet is actually Mercury, and Mercury was known as the messenger of the gods. Mercury is the planet that is closest to the Sun, and it's the fastest moving planet, and very fast as well. So Gemini positive traits are, Geminis are instinctive communicators. They will naturally want to communicate and want to make contacts with you. They want to make connections with other people. They are good at making associations and remembering names. So Gemini, if you tell them your dog's name 10 years ago, that they're going to remember, and they'll say, "Oh, and how is Rufus?" So they've got those things as well, and they associate information in their mind so they can recall it very quickly afterwards too. Geminis are adaptable, restless, and crave variety. So they are interested in many, many things. This is the sort of person who not only reads the newspaper, he listens to the radio and watches the newsfeed coming through as well. Gemini has diverse interests. There are many things that interest Gemini. They're not really a person who can focus in on one thing, but they can do multi things at one time. They are inquisitive and want lots of information. So they will say to you, this is sometimes can be considered as a little probing or a little maybe indiscreet, but they will ask you all those details about whatever it was you were talking. And even someone who's sitting next to you on the bus is going to say, "Hey, where do you live? What are you doing?" This and that, and they're Gemini. Gemini is the sign of duality, and this is the sign that can multitask. So because Gemini is the twins, you virtually have two personalities, and you can do two things at once, sometimes even more. So Geminis can usually talk on the phone and peel an orange. They are able to do disparate things at the same time, and the information continues to flow in as well. So they're very good at things like news reporting and paying attention to situations in that way. All information that crosses their desk, they will pay attention to. So Gemini's challenging traits are generally that they actually talk too much. So it can be general chitter-chatter that just goes on and on and on. On a very dark side, it could even be just repeating gossip. But the knack would be to not be so questioning, but to maybe listen a little more than the actual questioning's going on. Although, of course, you have to ask questions to get the answers. That will be their defense on that one. But still. Gemini is part of the active polarity. So there are two polarities. There's active and passive. And typically people with 5 planets or more in the masculine polarity are active, positive, and extroverted. And this is definitely Gemini. They are active. They are positive, outbeat, and they are extroverted. The active signs are extroverted as well. They want to make an impression on people as they eject their energy out into the world. So polarities are interesting. It's very similar to having a battery. You've got the positive charge at one end going out. This is Gemini. And on the other end, you would have the passive signs, which are the other signs, and they will then accept and absorb that energy. So Gemini is ejecting energy out into the world. So the active polarity is also associated with the concept of yang, and there's our symbol for yin and yang. If we consider the sign element tables, there are 12 signs and there are the 4 elements. So the fire signs are Aries, Leo and Sagittarius. The earth signs are Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. The air signs are, there it is, Gemini, Libra and Aquarius. And the water signs are Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces, although those symbols are back to front. So Gemini is in the air element. So strong air elements, individuals determine what things are, label them, and then inform others. So they're in the information dispersal and gathering business. Air signs use their thoughts and mind to process information, knowledge, ideas, and concepts, and to make their decisions. So air signs make decisions using their thoughts. And air signs are intellectual, communicative, we know that, thoughtful, objective, positive, theoretical, and abstract. So in a way, they may seem nosy at times, but it's all about information gathering, but then they can turn it around and eject positive things back out into the world from that. And sometimes they are theoretical and abstract. So Gemini is in the mutable mode. There are 3 modes, cardinal, fixed and mutable. Gemini is in the mutable mode. People with strong mutability or strong mutable signs are flexible, maybe not as flexible as she seems to be. They are adaptable and inclusive. Mutable signs accommodate, kind of adjust to situations and are amenable to change. The actual way that the signs deal with change is shown through the actual modes. So mutable signs will or are amenable to change. They will accept change, whereas the other modes don't want to know. And mutable people can move things along. They are flexible and will move it forward. So in a general background to it, the mutable mode means that you are flexible and dexterous. It's a lot to do with abilities, moving quickly and changing at the drop of a hat. The air element suggests that you are intellectual and thoughts matter more than perhaps other things. And the active polarity indicates you are confident and outgoing. So there's your actual background to the 3 element mode and polarity. And we're just going to have a quick look at the Gemini body parts, which are the arms, the hands, the ears, the eyes, and the lungs. In other words, where you have pairs of things. And people who gesticulate when they're talking, or use their hands expressively, or even have a message in their hands, such as the lady in the image, and it's saying something about her culture, her beliefs. This is classic Gemini, and they will be open-handed towards you and use that as well. So there we have it. That is an overview of people who have the sun in Gemini, or those people born in Gemini or as Geminis. So there it is. There's your introduction to Gemini the sign and all the keywords that you need to know to get you moving with astrology. I would invite you to subscribe to my channel. I'll put a link up there, and then watch the next video here. We'll see how that works. I really do appreciate you watching through and supporting me in this way. It would help me if you would do subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you can do that by going down below and clicking subscribe. So you'll get notified every time I do post a video. Typically at this stage, I'm putting one out once a week, and ultimately I would like to do more on that as well. So I will be providing more information about basic science, basic astrology, how to do readings, and also in between that there will be some more advanced and complicated topics which are of great interest once you get over understanding the basics. So thank you so much for watching. Have a prosperous day.